Hey, Ed here from 10,000 Foot View, and I've got another Google Ads quick tip for you today. Just before I jump in, a reminder to please like our content and subscribe to the channel. We post about Google Ads at least once every week. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about Google's move to migrate advertisers from credit card payments to Invoice. And this is a mandatory thing Google started implementing last spring and summer, around June time, I think, 2024. And initially, this affected advertisers spending 100,000 plus per month, based on our client roster and what we were seeing. And now, as of the beginning of January, we have seen that advertisers spending over 50,000 are now being included in that group. So the first thing is kind of what's this about? And Google says that this is with respect to removing fraud or eliminating fraud. Apparently, if you have to go through a billing registration process, that they have the opportunity, I guess, to vet the business before they spend a bunch of money on ads. And obviously, credit cards can be stolen and what have you. But of course, if it's an existing advertiser that's been around for 10 years, then the odds of them being fraudulent are pretty low, right? If they've been paying a credit card for months and months and months. So it doesn't really make sense that it should apply to existing advertisers, particularly those businesses that have been verifying their accounts. So I suspect it's more about saving the 3% on credit card fees, which adds up to a chunk of change. But you get to give Google the benefit of the doubt, of course. So I believe it's probably a combination of those two things. But again, it's weird that they would snag existing advertisers. In terms of where this is heading, Google hasn't said if there's going to be a floor or a minimum that where advertisers be included. So I guess that they're probably going to, another 6 months, they will include advertisers below 25K, or sorry, rather above 25K a month. But it's hard to say. I mean, this might be the end of it now. I can't imagine that they're going to make small business advertisers spending like 3,000 or 4,000 a month have to do invoice payments. Because I do think a lot of smaller advertisers, unless Google Ads is crucial for their business, they're just not going to want to bother. They'll just advertise elsewhere. So we'll just see. And unfortunately, there is no way out of the invoice billing. I don't know of anybody that's like reduced their budget. So let's say Google sends a notice January 1st. And you're spending 55,000. I don't know if you were to like reduce your budget to 40, if you could then go back to Google and say, look, do we have to do invoice payment? Google might then claim that, there's no actual $50,000 threshold. And in fact, there might not be, right? I'm only using this based on the clients in our roster and who we've seen get included and who's not. But that's kind of it in a nutshell. Unfortunately, it is a bit of an aggravation to send a check. I mean, you can do bank transfers, obviously, but it's still, everybody likes credit cards. They like getting their points. They like the extra 30 days carrying. So it is a shame that Google is doing this, but it is what it is. So we're all going to have to live with it. And we'll only see what happens, in another 3 or 6 months, if and when Google includes more advertisers in the snare. Anyway, that is it for today. I hope you found this video useful, and I will see you next time.